Hello everyone! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Woodman. I'm so excited to be releasing my 20 overview videos where I talk about all 20 topics in my civic engagement curriculum, Becoming the Changemaker, a guide to making positive change in society. As I talked about in my previous video, this curriculum is about helping you understand what civic engagement means, why it is important, and how to apply this in our daily lives. You can think of my curriculum as your roadmap to becoming a changemaker in your community. In this video, I'm going to be beginning with my first topic of providing an overview of civic engagement. We are going to begin with an important question. What exactly is civic engagement? You might have heard of this term before, perhaps in school, in the news, in discussion groups, at events, or in general conversations with people. But what does it actually mean? Why does it matter to you, your family, your friends, and your community? And how can you get started? One of the unique things about civic engagement is that it does not have one strict definition. It can mean different things to different communities, which is a good thing because everyone has unique ways of being civically involved and interacting with people. At its core, civic engagement is about people coming together to solve problems and build a sense of community and belonging everywhere they go. It's about saying, I care about what is happening around me and I'm going to do something about it. Sometimes that means raising awareness about an issue, finding solutions to an issue, and making sure people feel supported and seen by others. You don't have to get permission from political leaders or anyone else to be civically engaged. At the heart of it, civic engagement is about taking an active role in your community so that everyone, including you, has someone looking out for them. If you want to help solve an issue and are willing to do the work, then you can do it right now. So why does civic engagement matter? Of course, our society is not perfect. There are always issues that need attention, whether it is homelessness, climate change, healthcare, housing, school funding, or anything else. This is where we come in. If we do not speak up and show up, nothing changes. Our communities stay stuck, and the problems keep getting bigger when no one takes action to solve them. Civic engagement is our way of making sure our society is not static. It's about innovation, using our voices, and making sure our elected leaders actually represent our interests. Remember, the government is supposed to be us, the people, collectively coming together to make decisions. If we are not involved, then only a small group of people get to make choices for everyone that may or may not represent our overall interests. And that is not democracy. With all this in mind, there are different ways people can be civically engaged. The good news about this is that there is not just one right way to do it. You could try out different things and see which one matches your passions, skills, and time. You should not feel forced to be civically engaged in something you do not want to do because you're not interested in it. We build a sense of community and belonging when we all do something we enjoy. Here are some few examples of civic engagement. Let's start with volunteering. This could be the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about community involvement. Volunteering means giving your time to help an organization or group of people, usually without getting paid. It could be fundraising for a project, helping at a food drive, supporting a political campaign or organization, organizing an event, or anything else. This is a good place to start your civic engagement journey if you are figuring out what your passions are, which issues you care about, and who you want to be affiliated with. It is also a good opportunity to connect with like-minded individuals who are interested in helping out the community. Back in high school, I volunteered for my school, church, and several local organizations. At first, it was just about helping people out. But soon I realized it was also a good way to connect with people who truly cared about making the community better. One of the great things about my volunteering experience is that they led to opportunities I never expected, such as earning scholarships and professional development opportunities when I go to college. For example, when I was part of a community service organization as a college student, I got to travel, network, and even go to Disney World for a conference, all because I stayed engaged in civic service. Plus, doing enough volunteering activities can be good for acquiring the necessary skills for getting jobs, joining organizations, or creating activities to benefit your community. The point is that volunteering is not just about helping others, it is also about learning, connecting, and opening doors for yourself. You want to not just think about the short term benefit of volunteering for things, but also the long term benefits. Another example of civic engagement is voting. This is one of the most direct ways to express your voice in society. When you vote, you're saying, this is the direction I want my community to go. I remember voting for the first time in 2020 during the presidential election. Since then, I made sure to cast my ballot for each election I can participate in so I can make my voice heard. Those moments gave me a real sense of joy by officially taking part in shaping the future of our society. But here's something important. Voting is not just about presidential elections every 4 years. Local elections for school board, city council, county legislature, etc., those matter a lot because those are the people who decide how our schools are funded, how your roads are fixed, how your tax dollars are locally spent, and so much more in the local context. And let's not forget that voting has not always been accessible to everyone. For much of history, it was restricted by race, gender, property ownership, and more. People fought hard to expand voting rights, and we are still fighting hard to make sure they are not restricted with unnecessary burdens. It is up to us to use them and show our politicians that we choose who represents us, not the other way around of politicians choosing their voters. Voting is a responsibility all of us must take because it is one of the most powerful civic tools we have to make change. Another example of civic engagement is running for public office or working in government. Of course, not everyone wants to run for public office, and that's okay. Like I said before, you should not feel forced to civically engage in something you do not want to do. Whether you have no interest in a certain activity or need more time to prepare for it, you will truly know when you are ready. But if you feel strongly enough that your elected leaders are not addressing the needs of your community, then you can be that elected leader who can make change directly from the public office position. There are opportunities to run for public office at every level: local school boards, city council, state legislators, federal positions, and so much more. You will need to think about why you want to run for public office, what the public office position is about, and how you would make change as an elected leader. You should also think about whether running for public office is the only way for you to get the desired change you want, since you cannot just sign a piece of paper and you automatically become a public office leader. You have to earn the votes of your community members, which takes a lot of hard work and persuasion. Plus, you do not have to think you can make the biggest change ever by running for public office. You can do that with collaboration with community members around you to solve an issue, which helps build power in the people. But still, by becoming a public office leader, you can directly write legislation, get it voted on by other elected officials to pass it through, and have it become law. If running for public office is not your thing, but you still want to get government experience, you can also serve in government jobs. Civil service roles keep our communities running every day, whether it is managing public safety, healthcare, housing, education, etc. These roles may not be as public as an election campaign, but they are just as important for making change. So, we have talked about what civic engagement is and how you can do it, but let's zoom out and ask, why does this matter in the bigger picture? Here's why. First, it ensures our society is not stuck in one place. We need fresh ideas, diverse viewpoints, and innovation to move forward. Second, it gives us a seat at the table. If you're not in the room when decisions are being made, whether it is in government, the workplace, group discussions, or anything else, your perspective will not be considered. And remember, politicians and leaders are not mind readers. They will not know your struggles unless you speak up and make it known that you made your voice heard by communicating with them. Third, it gives us accurate representation. Our communities are diverse, racially, economically, culturally, and civic engagement ensures all voices are represented fairly. Fourth, it motivates us to believe in our institutions and ourselves. A lot of people feel disconnected, like their voice does not matter. But the truth is, it does. And when we engage together, we amplify our power and push for real change. So here's the bottom line. Civic engagement is not just for some of us, it is for all of us. Whether you're volunteering, voting, organizing, or even just having conversations in your community, you are making a difference. And that is what my curriculum is all about, helping you find your voice, your passion, and your role in making society better. So, if you're ready to step up and make change, stay tuned for the next video, where I'll talk more about how to understand our institutions and systems of government, starting with democracy. Democracy enables us to be civically engaged, and I will explain why in my next overview video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications, and share this video so more people can learn how to become more civically engaged. Remember, you are powerful, you are capable, and you are the change maker our society needs. I will see you soon.